Hey guys, it's Billy Ruth from 58 Magazine, and thank you for watching these videos about navigating reality. In this video, I want to talk about truth. And this knowledge about truth is going to be very, very confronting, especially for your ego or your second mind. But just know this information is coming out of love, and especially during this time, it is of vital importance. So please make sure you're in a space to receive this truth. So I want to talk about this reality and the knowledge about Carlos Castenada and shamanism, which you can also experience in the Matrix movies. So the Matrix movies have a lot of Buddhism and shamanism, and this information, you could even say the Matrix is a documentary. So this information is coming from the second attention, and the second attention is the spiritual world. In the spiritual world is the unseen, our energy body. And the way that this reality works, and if you think about the universe, this is going to expand your mind and your consciousness and your awareness. So please be aware, if you have not heard this info, that it's in movies, it's available online, and it's definitely in Mexican shamanism. And there's a reason that the books that Carlos Castenada wrote about shamanism, that there haven't been more books like that since.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
The info is that we have a mind that is called a flyer's mind. We actually have two minds, and one is implanted and inherited in us in birth.
The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields here, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown. For the longest time, I wouldn't believe it. And then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there, facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
And in Matrix, they talk about our energy body being used by AI to then turn our energy into a battery.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop! Let me out! Let me out! I want out!
And so that translation in shamanism is that when we're born, we're a glorious, luminous ball of light. And we come to Earth, or these inorganic beings that feed off our awareness to survive. And these inorganic beings are called thoughts, or parasites.
Eddie, hi, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm sick.
Well, Eddie, you have a parasite. They're not exactly sure how you got it, but it would explain the fever.
That would make sense. Also, I'm hearing a voice. What the hell are you?
You did not find us. We found you. Think of yourself as my bride. I know everything, Eddie.
You do?
Everything about you.
Ow.
I am inside your head. You are a loser, Eddie.
You gonna eat anybody else?
Most likely.
Oh, God.
That is why we are here. Cooperate, and you might just survive. That is the deal.
And they use this flyer's mind, or you could call, they implanted, let's say, they have a mind like a thief, and they kidnap us, they kidnap our energy body, and implant their mind into our mind.
Sound frequency in MRI is really harmful for him.
What, so sound is like his kryptonite?
Not all sounds.
And fire.
Fire and fire.
He's talking to you.
Always.
Are you in pain?
No. No, I don't feel anything actually. I'm hungry all the time.
And you feel sad, do you not, Eddie, when you are with her?
Just get out of my head, man.
This is what Sorrento should be seeing. But this is what we're making him see. We grabbed him in transit just as he was logging out of the Oasis. So he thinks he's back at his office in the real world, but actually, he's here in the identical office that H built.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
So we don't even know that we're being controlled by inorganic beings because they present us thoughts, which then we get distracted, confused, and manipulated thinking that they're our thoughts, our beliefs. But they are from another dimension. They are from inorganic beings that use the human energy body to feed off of, just like in the Matrix.
Have you ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty, its genius? Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious.
I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. So the perfect world was a dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from. Which is why the Matrix was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization. And I say your civilization because as soon as we started thinking for you, it really became our civilization, which is, of course, what this is all about. Evolution, Morpheus. Evolution.
What are they doing to him?
They're breaking into his mind. It's like hacking a computer. All it takes is time.
How much time?
Depends on the mind, but eventually it'll crack, and his alpha patterns will change from this to this.
This parasite, whatever this
Parasite?
is, it's eating you from the inside.
It's not.
You're using him up.
No, she is wrong.
Eddie, we need to get you to the ICU. Wait, am I, Eddie, am I dying?
No,
You're killing him.
they do not know what they are talking about.
You have got to control your aggression. That is why we have Snooky.
I cannot live on chicken and chocolate alone. I need brains.
Chickens have brains.
I most passionately disagree. Look, those poor idiots. Small brains.
Come on, man. It's not their fault that you live on the old phenylethylamine. Yeah, I said
I've told you 1,000 times because it is only found in brains and in chocolate.
That's right. All right. Well, how about this? You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I live in your body because,
What?
unfortunately, I don't have many options.
I can't go back, can I?
No. But if you could, would you really want to? I feel I owe you an apology. We have a rule. We never free a mind once it's reached a certain age. It's dangerous. The mind has trouble letting go. I've seen it before, and I'm sorry. I did what I did because I had to. As long as the Matrix exists, the human race will never be free.
He's in trouble, Dan.
Yeah, trouble is his thing. Are there gonna be aliens again?
No, of course not.
Eddie was wrong! He kept me hidden because he was ashamed! But look at me now! You love me! And I'm free! Stop this cruel treatment of aliens! It is wrong! All of us should be able to live together upon this ball of rock! I wish you could have seen me tonight. Eddie.
Why are we here? Did you miss me?
No.
but I know someone who does. Where is she? It's for you to find out.
The oracle prophesied his return, and that his coming would hail the destruction of the Matrix, end the war, bring freedom to our people. That is why there are those of us who have spent our entire lives searching the Matrix, looking for him. I did what I did because I believe that search is over.
I always talk about the ego as AI because, like in the Matrix, they're everywhere. They're in everyone and nothing.
If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
What are they?
Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone.
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
Why?
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
And they can take over whenever they want because of our unawareness. And once you realize this truth about this reality, is that we're here to experience this test of our energy body, because that's who we really are. And we can choose to either be fed upon it.
It is inevitable.
Or to ascend and rid ourselves of these inorganic beings by belief and intention and discipline.
How did I beat you?
You're too fast.
Do you believe that my being stronger or faster has anything to do with my muscles in this place? You're faster than this. Don't think you are. Know you are.
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
I don't believe it. I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Because you have to realize thought comes from a place of lack. Because in wholeness, there's no need to think or have a motive for anything. And so if all thought creates reality, you have to realize that these inorganic beings that create thought has created this illusionary, limited reality, which is what the Matrix is kind of resembling and metaphoring and visualizing and symbolizing.
Dodge this.
And the thing that's really profound, if you think about this, is that when we're born, when we have a child, we're basically providing food for these inorganic beings. We are providing sustenance for them to continue this cycle of reincarnation because we aren't aware of our power and belief. We can become free of them with discipline, just like in the Matrix. The ego mind, or this flyer's mind, can't concentrate. So that's why I make these videos at a certain length and a certain amount of awareness needed, because it forces you to concentrate. It forces the flyer's mind to leave because it can't handle concentration and focus. You need to realize that that's disciplining your mind with knowledge, empowerment, and wisdom. And with those disciplines, you can free yourself of this flyer's mind or this AI ego construct. So this is a hard truth, a hard pill to swallow. But once you are holding that truth within you, then you have to realize ascension is about being aware of anything outside of us. It's being aware of these inorganic beings and this flyer's mind. That is not the real us. That is not who we really are. Who we are is this emptiness and this silence, because all thought creates suffering. And when you watch this video, you can recognize that you will feel something. It will change you, not on the outside, but from within. And moving forward, I want to create content that will change you.
I owe you an apology, 007. You are onto something, and it seems they were all part of one organization. Le Chiffre, Quantum, Sciara, your friend Mr. Silver. And do you know who links them all?
Him.
Exactly.
It will make you realize that there is more to this world and this reality than what we're experiencing right now. And I'm going to use these Bond films to represent that Bond is kind of like everyone's consciousness right now.
This may be too much for a blunt instrument to understand, but arrogance and self-awareness seldom go hand in hand.
So you want me to be half monk, half hitman?
Any thug can kill. I want you to take your ego out of the equation and to judge the situation dispassionately. I have to know I can trust you and that you know who to trust. And since I don't know that, I need you out of my sight. Go and stick your head in the sand somewhere and think about your future. Because these bastards want your head. And I'm seriously considering feeding you to them.
We are in a prison that we can't see. We are manipulated by beings that we can't see. So we have to become aware of how they control us. And it's by thought and belief. And you have to realize that how you feel is a gauge of how much control they have over you. Because your energy is like Trinity and is being controlled by these beings with your thoughts and beliefs.
I'm the money.
Every penny of it.
And you have to free Trinity, your energy, from these attachments to thought and belief, just like Neo does when he stops the bullets, because the bullets symbolize thought. And once you have a mind of intention, you can stop thoughts. You can have an empty mind that's not full of self-importance or attachments.
You lost because of your ego, and that same ego can't take it. That's what this is about. All you're going to do now is lose more.
Which is why when Morpheus shows Neo the real world, it's to symbolize that there is no self-importance, that you're in a world that is empty, that doesn't need anything because you have full belief in self.
We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI? You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines.
And the whole AI symbolism and metaphor is because they're inorganic. They're not organic like us.
I have to flush him out.
You gotta level out, it's gonna take time.
You don't understand. Have you ever had someone take your brain and play? Pull you out. Stuff something else in. You know what it's like to be unmade.
This is monsters and magic and nothing we were ever trained for.
And I bet even in your mind, you feel a sense of fear, or you sense a uneasiness.
When they do show up, it's a sure sign that carnage and bloodshed are not far behind. Morning. They don't cause it, they feed on it. The more Bodaks that show up, the bigger the eventual feast. They're attracted to evil like bees to flowers. They know when death is coming and want to watch. They don't show up for any ordinary death. They want extreme, operatic violence and terror.
That is because those are those inorganic beings not wanting to be caught. Those are the inorganic beings' fear. And you have to conquer those parts of you in order to ascend.
If we don't do this, there will be nothing left to save.
And that's why it's been kind of a hard letting go for me these past few months, because I've realized that And I don't want to be in a relationship that is unaware that we are food for these inorganic beings until I meet someone that is aware, just like myself, and wants to ascend so they leave us. And the only way that that's possible is you have to keep believing in yourself and what you're here to create. Because when you create out of your heart, it changes the world, just like those Matrix films. And yes, they might be using the knowledge to kind of rub in our faces in a way, but it still has affected us. And that's why I'm using this knowledge to use then those movies to educate and empower you to realize that we're not here to have goals and just make money and continue to have families without awareness. Because we can still have families and children without this mind attached to them.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
Can you imagine that a whole family can ascend together? They can exit this reality, can realize that we're in costumes, and that we don't have to fight over who has the best looking or most talented costume, but that there's a zipper that we can exit this reality, this construct, together as a family.